Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. And I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Ok. Aún estoy esperando cuándo voy a subir esta serie al canal. Porque es la serie de Sherlock Holmes. En mi opinión está bueno. Acá ya está sobre la mesa. Este son casos nuevos. No, aquí está. Veamos cómo nos va en este gameplay.
A wax seal with the monogram EB.
On Baker Street, London, 22 May.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Yes.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
¿Qué dice? Abbey Grange, Marshall Kent, a las 3:30 de la mañana. Querido señor Holmes, Me gustaría mucho poder contar cuanto antes con su ayuda en lo que promete ser un caso más extraordinario, así como de locutor. Parece que entra de lleno en su especialidad. Aparte de dejar ser libre la señora. Aparte de dejar ser libre la señora. Procuraré que todo se mantenga exactamente como lo encontré. Pero les ruego que no pierdan un instante, porque es difícil llegar a dejar aquí a Sir Sherlock. Se saluda atentamente el inspector Lestrade.
So,
Okay.
what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
Ah, no sabía, dice,
So you
vamos a
believe
ver,
that Sir
dice,
Eustace is dead?
I
cada
should say
usuario
so.
de Streamlabs
Lestrade wouldn't have
tiene
sent for
un
me for
mes
less.
libre
His
de
writing shows considerable agitation,
Discord.
and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high
Okay,
society.
vamos a
The
ver eso
quality of the
después.
writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I
Abbey
live in
Grange
hope of an
immediately.
interesting morning.
Espero que sea una mañana interesante esa. Ok, ya vamos para allá. Eso quedará para el momento que lo cortemos. De acuerdo. Ok. Crimen y castigos. ¿Sí? Mucho dinero de por
Mr.
medio.
Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
¿Por qué?
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid to raise a right.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Muy bien, Watson.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Le pegaron una gran cachimbiada.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Ella es una mujer joven. interesante cómo lo manejan los ingleses.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes,
Sea
madam,
honesta
it
conmigo.
is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book.
¿Qué libro?
Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw 2 others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow
Ahí
with the
pasó
poker.
algo.
I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He
Hey.
was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do
Son
you...
moretes.
Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time.
Los cardenales
Out
son
of control.
moretes.
Again.
No sabía.
Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Yo diría que fue el padre
Did
de
these
la
3
chica.
villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Probablemente algún enamorado de la
ladyship.
muchacha. Ella sabe algo. Cuéntenos, señora.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
¿Cómo es que dice el de padre de familia? El joven. Relativamente, ¿no? Está muy firme en su ser.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Yo diría que el que le pegó fue el marido. Y quienes la mataron son padres de ella o algunos de los hermanos. Esa es mi impresión. Estoy casi seguro que ha sido así.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it. Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
Yo veo como móvil el hecho de que
Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
la
Lord
violencia
Brigham Brackenstall.
doméstica es la causa del
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
¿cómo se llama el marido de ella? Que tenga cara de bolo.
Lord George Brackenstall. The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
¿No?
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Ok, sucedió que ella estaba amarrada aquí. Yo diría que la amarraron para hacerlo hablar, pero él
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me. This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
y yo no creo que fuera así nomás.
So, Watson, what
Yo
have
creo
you
que
learned
fue él
from
que la
examining
golpeó a
Sir
ella.
Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant.
La amarraron para
Sir
disimular.
Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon. Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
Podría significar para la época.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Muchas copas.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
Lo que significa que no lo durmieron.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine.
Chateau
Grand
Calon-Ségur.
Cru. A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed.
Ok. Vamos a ver. Yo digo que había 3 personas. No es así, no es así nomás. Yo creo que las cosas no han sido como un momento. ¿Y aquí qué pasó? Bastante
This
interesante.
candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen. These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France.
Toda francesa. ¿Qué partir esto? Es decir, aquí algo no salió bien.
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Es decir, esto sería fácil de llevar.
A hunting scene.
Él era un cazador.
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Y es que descuidado. Hay que haber algo más.
Antique hunting weapons. A hunting scene. A trapper's hut. A deer hunt. A fur trader's cabin.
Verde. De ahí,
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
tanto que no.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Pudo ser una pelea y ella no iba a poder explicarlo también. Es decir,
I've searched outside for footprints without any luck.
yo digo que lo correcto es preguntarle a ella si había alguien más con él.
There
Okay.
are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Iba a decir eso ella. Floreciente negocio familiar. La banda de los Randall está de vuelta. Hace menos de 15 días, esta infame familia de ladrones conocida como los Randall hizo su reaparición por medio de la brutal pero exitosa intrusión de una de las casas, de casas más adineradas, de los Sheeningham. La policía ya está tras su pista, aunque continúan los detalles del crimen, aunque los detalles del crimen continúan siendo confidenciales, incluido el nombre de la víctima. Un testigo pudo proporcionar la descripción precisa de los 3 hombres, lo que sin duda permitirá a la policía completar el perfil de esta familia de delincuentes. Nos tomamos la libertad de recordarles a los lectores que esta banda es sumamente peligrosa. Y a continuación reproducimos su descripción más exacta hasta la fecha. La banda lleva un tiempo considerable en activo y se trata de una familia que consta de 3 miembros, un padre y 2 hijos. El padre, Jack Randall, es un hombre de 40 años, canoso, de estatura y constitución media. Es el cerebro tras los golpes y mantiene el control de sus 2 hijos, que son de una edad similar aunque muy distintas de aspecto. El hijo mayor, William Randall, es alto y ancho de hombros, con una cabeza desproporcionadamente pequeña. Es un fenómeno. El menor, Melvin Randall, tiene una constitución algo más débil y está delgado como un rastrillo. Se busca a la banda no únicamente por sus frecuentes robos con escala, sino también por su carrera en la piratería, de una brutalidad excepcional, con piratas, que desarrollan antes de su regreso a Inglaterra. Manténgase alerta y que sus objetos de valor
The
permanezcan
description
a
of the
salvo.
Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Podrían ser ellos. Podrían ser ellos. Yo me voy por esa. Yo me voy por esa. Por ahora me voy por esa. Yo creo que el robo ha sido fingido. Yo me inclino porque es una... es falso. Pero ya veremos. Podría ser una feliz confusión, pero también... Perrito, mañas. Mañas es para gato. Nerón, Nerón. Aquí está. Es como el de los
Come on,
anuncios de
Toby.
los zapatos.
We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's coat. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts. I agree with you.
Someone should take Toby for a walk.
Okay.
My archive. I can always consult with it.
Archive. Archives. Archives. Es interesante como...
Let us see how the rope was cut.
Este plano,
The fibers at the
algo
end
muy
of the rope
filoso.
are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
A ver. Veamos. O sea, todo apunta a que son ellos, ¿no?
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
Ah, ya viene Nerón aquí con nosotros. ¿Qué orejones son esos perros, man?
Search, Toby.
Ah, ahora somos un perrito. Nos va a llevar a... Sí. Todo el rastro viene hacia allá. Ah, sigue aquí. Esto está entretenido. Digo, la muchacha estaba sufriendo, es decir, ella pensarse. Sigue aquí. Buen sabueso.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Pues. Yo diría que pudieron ser ellos, pero ella les pagó. Y les dijo, llévense la plata. O sea, podían llevarse más, ¿no? Pero... ¿y si tiraron la plata aquí? Sería una forma de recuperarla rápido. Y fingir que todo pasó, pero no pasó.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
Bueno. Hay que examinar el cobertizo, el pozo. Pero todo esto me da la impresión de que es alguien que conoce la zona, que conoce la casa.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Yo coincido contigo. Tomaron algo aquí, escondieron la plata.
This hook might be useful.
¿Sí?
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved. This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
Está vacío. La plata está en el pozo. O hay algo en el pozo. Lo sabía.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
Lo sabía. La plata está aquí.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Fingido. Pero eso no explica la muerte de él. Solo explica que el robo ha sido fingido.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Vampire. Aún falta ahí todavía. Yo estoy seguro que, bueno, no fue un robo, que probablemente no habían tres, sino que eso fue fingido por ella y su ama de llaves. Pero eso también me dice que aquí hay algo más, que yo no he visto.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle. An inseparable pair indeed.
Es ponerle aún falta algo. ¿Qué?
That must be the murder weapon.
¿Eh? Pero aquí falta todavía.
The death was instant.
Debe haber algo más. Puede ser así nomás, debe haber algo más.
Antique hunting weapons. trapper's hut.
Mira el stray.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery. We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
¿Sabe algo, señora?
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed. This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
Estoy empezando a tener algunas ideas locas, pero comentar de momento. La roca de Gibraltar.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Yeah.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Hay que descubrir esa clave. Que va. Bueno, puede ser esto lo que
Let
haga
us try
falta.
to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Podría ser la fecha. Podría ser la fecha. Ocho noventa y tres.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
El cielo es lo de en medio. Ya no vi qué número era, pero lo voy a ver. Por aquí. Estaba difícil. Deberíamos ser ladrones de banco. ¿Sí? Mire usted, su actual estado físico-mental es muy preocupante. Muestra graves signos de una compensación hepática. La última vez que lo visité, ¡Ulu! Sus ojos estaban inyectados de sangre, su piel tenía un color amarillento. Eso es hepatitis. El particular olor que despide de su aliento es muy común, hepatitis. Las personas que sufren del hígado, hepatitis. Además sufren de los abscesos. Tiene desvíos en los pulmones, que ya hemos discutido. Los calambres en las piernas lo causan una alteración del sistema nervioso, que a su vez es causada por el exceso de alcohol. Lo mismo ocurre con los temblores. Su hígado está muy rígido. La última vez que lo examiné, sus signos de cirrosis empeoran. También muestra síntomas de ascitis, fluido en la cavidad peritoneal, que al juzgar por su vientre hinchado, el dolor bajo su costado izquierdo indica una dolencia pancreática, que puede derivar en una mortal pancreatitis fulminante. Su estado puede suponer peligro para otras personas. Su consumo excesivo de alcohol rebaja su autocontrol y aumenta su agresividad. Estoy dispuesto para asistirle con este problema. Existen distintos tratamientos que podemos aplicar.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Si nosotros la abrimos, sin ser criminales, nos falta la escena del crimen. ¿Qué más puede haber allá? Quizás hay que preguntarle a ella, ¿no? Porque si él estaba en tratamiento médico, ella debía saberlo. ¿Se lo sabía?
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress.
Estoy empezando a ver algo aquí.
God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
Sí. Y el marinovio fue. Marinovio fue, estoy seguro. No conoce a nadie aquí, probablemente le escribía al marinovio.
A hunter's cabin.
El tipo era un cazador, man. Diría que no fue tan fácil. Aquí me acuerda algo. Digo, ahora ella es la dueña de todo, ¿no?
This candlestick.
Que aquí no hay
An
robo.
empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Debe haber algo más. Creo que las cosas deberían. Es posible también, imaginándonos la situación, que él la tuviera amarrada. No, porque eso no explica el nudo de marinero. Este sujeto es cazador.
A fur trader's cabin.
Falta algo aquí.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation. That must be the murder weapon. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon. Barefoot.
Si estuviera descalzo, podría significar. O sea, porque yo presumo que él estaba bebiendo, pero ¿eh? Una cosita me hace falta y no avanzo por eso. Debe haber algo. ¿Y ya?
This is the chair that
No, el sujeto la estaba cachimbeando a ella, eso es más que seguro. O el otro que vino en su representación de Robin Hood al botella.
this door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
Fotos, o sea, eso llama la atención, pero
A bottle of wine is missing here. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
y aparte. La chiquillada que hacía falta bajo el crédito.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Veamos. El relato del inspector va a concretizar lo del comportamiento violento del sujeto, ¿no? Hay un móvil para el crimen. Y coincido. Para el marinero. Coincido totalmente, Holmes. Tenía un mariscal. Ok. Acusémosla.
Oh, what a horrible thing to...
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
Mira. Bakers.
This is where I keep...
Mira el mapa, ¿no? Okay. El Rock of Gibraltar, un carguero de la línea de Adelaide a Southampton, Londres. Edificio de Cunard, James Street, Londres. Ha vuelto de su viaje de 6 meses con escala en la India, Nueva Zelanda y Australia. El buque transportaba a Inglaterra a la señorita Mary Fraser, heredera de la familia Fraser, propietaria de tierras de minas de estaño en Australia. Esta joven dama de gran belleza, según nos contesta, está comprometida con Sir Edward Frankenstein, uno de los hombres más adinerados de Kent.
Here it is.
Okay. Pero eso solo nos dice que ella tenía dinero.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton,
Bueno,
London line.
y hay que buscar ahí, ¿no?
Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Ah, los rateritos. La calle habla.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, There will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Ah, rápido, vean, en 3 horas.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Perdón. Vamos a esta. Este no puede ser, porque llegaron el 12. Esta sí.
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Vamos a ver.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Bien, podría haber otro también. Pero no hay nadie más.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This
Pudiese haber otro.
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. This list shows the senior officer. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. This list Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Hay que eliminar a los demás.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Hombre.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone.
Pero no está en la lista.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him. Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Algún tiempo después.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Solo. Era un buen lector. Oh,
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor
la
in London
conoce.
right now.
Sí, yo creo que Holmes se
Your theory is
apresuró acá,
flawed,
pero
anyway.
veamos a dónde va.
On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night.
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes,
Parecía honesto según lo que dijo
would you
Holmes.
like to check his alibi?
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Okay. Ándale. Este ha sido corto, ¿no? Yo, entre otras cosas, sospecho de que no fue él. ¿Nos la jugamos? Hay que arrestarlo. Yo sospecho también de la...
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Ay, Dios. Va a golpear de nuevo. Recuerden que Holmes no es bueno para pelear. Ni
Why
yo
did you make
tampoco.
me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
¿No? No, yo no, otra cosa estaba haciendo, se mató.
I'll...
Se mató.
Holmes! Whatever is going on here?
That is Sir Eustace's killer. He has performed his own brand of justice.
My God! But why did you not call me?
I apologize. Here is his letter of confession.
So much drama.
You have no idea.
Pude haberla detenido. A ver. Ok. Voy a ver si lo puedo detener. Pero sí era él. Voy a ver si lo puedo detener.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It
What?
and it is late.
Man,
But that
Mr.
you would not have.
Till I... Now it...
Aquí nada va a cambiar. Pero quiero ver si lo puedo detener. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! Que va a matar a Watson, va.
You should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but there has been quite enough death in this case.
Arrestado.
Inspector, I give you Sir Eustace's killer. He tried his best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
Ok. Listo, ok. No sé por qué a mí no me aparecen las estadísticas del caso, pero Oh, aún falta. Qué bueno. Pensé que ya se había acabado. El caso anterior estuvo fácil. Pero este es un caso distinto. Así que vamos a ir. Qué bueno que no se ha acabado. Pensé que ya se había acabado. Bueno, esto lo van a ver resumido ustedes otro momento. Nos vemos al rato.